días y bienvenido a otra edición de Revista Hispana. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Revista Hispana. I'm Alberto Basario. On the show, we were talking about this year's largest Latino holiday gala, as on Saturday, December 15th, the Latino community of Massachusetts dresses to the nine and parties with food, music, and culture. All the details on the show later today, and we're going to do it both in English and Spanish. Also, the nation's oldest public high school boasts of having the first female and Latina to lead the school, which was founded way back in 1821. We will have her on the show as well. So all this and much more right here on Revista Hispana. Latino Gala takes place next Saturday as the Boston Convention Center becomes the mecca for good food, culture, music, and of course a lot of dancing, as el Jolgorio Navideño, which is a traditional fiesta initiated many years ago by members of the Puerto Rican community here in Boston, has grown into a full-fledged gala celebration of Latino culture. Joining me this morning to fill us in on all the details are, and he's been here before, I think 3 times, Ramon Soto. He is the president, and first time, Eric Rivas, who is the man de los chavos. And if you don't know that, it means the man with the money, the treasurer. Welcome to Revista Hispana.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for getting up so early, because next week you will have a long night Saturday night. You won't be able to do it the next Sunday. So
absolutely.
We got you in here first, Ramon. Now tell me, this is your 3rd year as president, right?
That's correct.
And every year you've had a little wrinkle, and last year you really changed the kind of recipe in the mix. For those who have never been to Jolgorio, how would you describe it?
So it's a traditional party. It's supposed to reflect what it's like to be in Puerto Rico during the Christmas holiday, and we have a night full of dancing, delicious food, as well as we talk about what our organization does throughout the year, sponsoring several initiatives and programs that preserve Latin culture, and specifically programs for Latino youth. And then we also have raffles, and just it's a great time.
Now, I want to put in perspective, Eric, because many who may be watching, many have gone. This is at the Boston Convention Center, big venue. You have this big red carpet. I mean, this is a huge, huge event. How many folks have you had there before?
Probably about 1,500. 1,500 is a good number. We strive for 2,000, but we're in between those numbers.
So, and again, I said earlier, everyone gets dressed up. I mean, this is a gala, right? I mean, every woman looks incredible. They're going to the beauty salon. The guys are in the suits, and it really is a fun night. And you've had a lot to do with that, with kind of making it a special night, but a fun night, right?
Correct. Yeah, and one of the things that we do is we try to listen to the community and what they want to see at this event, because really it's something that you mark the calendar every year. People will come up to me all the time and say, "¿Cuándo es Jolgorio? When's the Jolgorio? When can I buy my ticket?" Because it is really something that is a tradition. I mean, this is our 23rd year now, and so by listening to the community, we try to make it better every single year. And that's why you mentioned last year how we added some wrinkles. Well, this year we're going to be doing even more, so we're really excited about what we're bringing to the Jolgorio at the Boston Convention Center.
And I'm going to get back to the new wrinkles and the fun stuff, but I'm going to come back to you, Eric. For those who don't know, you're a non-profit organization that, well, you did mention, helps a lot with the Latino. What are some of the organizations that you guys work with during the year?
A couple different organizations. First, we have to, raise the funds. Once we get the funds that we're looking to get, we turn around and we try to support different communities. Right now, it's the School of... The Moniz Academy. It's the first two-way bilingual school in Boston, two-way bilingual high school in Boston. And this year is their inaugural year. They actually just celebrated their groundbreaking, or their opening recently. And we're going to be working this year to help them build a bilingual library. And so we're going to be working with a bunch of different people. We're hoping that folks will bring a book with them to the Jolgorio to donate in English or in Spanish. And we're going to be using those books to provide the school with a library for those students with those needed materials.
And I wanted to cut Margarita Muñiz, right?
That's right.
She won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast, was a longtime educator here, Cuban woman who came here when she was 13, devoted her whole life to the Boston Public Schools, passed away last year, right?
That's correct.
A long time.
Yeah. And we, after, so during last year's event, it was actually just after she had passed,
and we had invited some of the folks from the Hernandez School, where she was the longtime principal.
That's right, Hernandez School.
That's right. And we had said that, you know, we want to do something to honor her memory. And at the time, we didn't know what that was going to look like. And after talking with Dania Vasquez, the principal of the Muniz Academy, we decided that putting our dollars from the Jolgorio Navideño into something as you know, good as putting books in the hands of our Latino youth, so that they can, you know, have not only books in English but also in Spanish to learn from.
And I want to give a little preview, because later on we're going to have another headmaster here from English High School, to First Woman Latina, and I know, you know, with the superintendent, they really want to focus on the wonderful work these women are doing. So Dania over at that academy, and then later on, English High is in the house, so don't worry. Now, you're the man with the money, right?
Yes.
What's your background? What qualifies you to be making checks out to people?
Well, I'm a bank manager, branch manager with Sovereign Bank in Kenmore Square. So while being there for the last 4 years, and also with Citizens, so I've been doing this for the last 5 years, I've learned a lot when it comes to financials. So what I bring to the table is helping Jolgorio raise enough funds, knowing where to spend the funds, especially being able to support the Muniz Academy. We got to make the funds. So I'm the person trying to find as much money out there as we can, and also help support with selling the tickets so we can really fill the place up. So the more money we get, the more money we can distribute. But as the bank manager, I kind of deal with a lot of funds coming in.
Ramon, you know, when you see a young guy like this getting involved, how good does that make you feel? Because if I'm not mistaken, you're Boston Public Schools.
Correct. Born and raised in Boston, Roxbury, my whole life.
And you went to what middle school?
I went to Tobin. I did a little bit of private schooling. Then I came back and I went to Madison Park High School.
Yeah. So that, you know, and that's exactly, you know, thank you for making that point, because that's exactly what we're trying to do, especially as a board. You know, we're trying to make sure that the youth of our communities understand how important it is to get a great education and to move up in life and through the community. And Eric is a great example of that. He started off as a volunteer, and we saw the great work that he did, and we said, you know what, we need him on the board. And Eric is involved in many initiatives, especially around financial literacy is a passion of his, and we want him to bring that kind of passion to our board, and that's exactly the kind of thing we want to do as an organization.
Okay, get ready, because I'm going to come back to you. So some board members and some sponsors, and I know you've got a pre-reception with Don Q.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, but with you, back to you. You guys sell me some tickets now. Well, folks that are listening, that now they're sold. What do they do? How much do they cost? Where can people get the tickets?
$45.
Which is a bargain.
It's
the most affordable gala in Boston.
It really is. It really is.
We get to enjoy live entertainment, 3 different bands, and also a nice brief function where everybody dresses up, free food, and then more importantly, it's a good place where people can meet, you know, that want to do well in Boston and be a part of the community.
A lot of networking goes on, especially with the pre-event for the VIPs. And you got 1 minute to tell me about that and the awardees.
Okay, so we have a special pre-function being done this year. It's actually being designed by Nivea Pina from Mexicates Restaurant, and we're very excited about that. It's going to be
really nice.
Yeah, and it's going to be a reflection of what San Juan looks like during the Christmas holiday. And all of this work is really, it's done by volunteers. Our board is all made up of all volunteers, so I want to make sure I thank those folks. Digna Herena, Tanya Brusa Pagan, Marco Torres, Eric, as well as Janelle Ciega, who's a new member of our board. And, you know, it's a lot of work, but, you know, it gets done. And
we cannot finish without mentioning the 2 honorees, which are good friends, the 2 great Latinas.
Yes, Yvonne Garcia, the national president of Alpha,
yes,
is one of our honorees, a great supporter of ours for a long time, as well as Vanessa Calderon Rosado, who is the executive director of IBA. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I also didn't mention our great sponsors. Actually, Aaron, if you want to mention them.
Yeah, Walmart's our biggest sponsor. We really appreciate everything they've brought to the table, as well as State Street. And then Blue Cross is huge with
Cross Massachusetts, Walmart, and
Alpha, and
Harvard Health, Donku, yeah.
Okay, Harvard Pilgrim? Yeah, perfect.
And Donku.
And Donku for the reception. All right, I'll see you guys next week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Tax time. All right. Actually, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about this wonderful friend, but we're going to do it in Spanish, and you're no se lo vaya.
Before cold and flu season,